Okay, let's close our eyes. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May we enjoy our food together with nourishment. May we meditate and pray together. May we acquire knowledge by reading and discussion. May there be no misunderstanding among us. God bless us all. Oh, that's it. So, I wanted to start with thanking our masters, Guruji, Gurudev, and the masters who have given us this divine knowledge. So, when somebody gives, for example, we give food, we donate food, it's a good act, but the very next day that person is going to be hungry again. And now they would have to again ask for food. If you give someone money, the money will last for a day or few days and then money will be gone. And again we'll have to give them more money. But what they have given us is the knowledge, the spiritual knowledge, which will stay with us forever. It will stay with us in this life and the next life and the next life. It will stay with us forever. And that is the real gift. That's the real gift masters have given us. So that's the knowledge, the divine knowledge is what we are talking about. And what I'll be talking today is from these books, again, the divine knowledge given by the masters. Guruji wrote these books, Freedom from Fear, the story of the 8 obstacles, and even this shall pass. Even this shall pass away. So these are the books gave some ideas. What I am saying today, it's what I've learned. So it's not my knowledge, but I've internalized that knowledge working with my Guruji. I don't know if that's the right thing to say, but fake it till you make it. I first got the knowledge, slowly internalized it, and slowly it becomes part of us. So today's topic is fear, right? So fear is the topic. We all want to be happy, right? We all want to be happy, but the happiness does not depend on outside. The happiness doesn't depend on other people. My happiness does not depend on things, situations. All of those happen, but that's not where the happiness comes from. Happiness comes from within, right? It comes from within. Only you and you are responsible for your happiness, along with God's grace, right? So that's why, what's one of the biggest impediment to happiness? Today's topic, right? Fear. Fear is a impediment. So fear, all human beings have fear. We have fear, we have perpetual fears about everything, we'll talk about that. But even plants, vegetation, they have fear and they express in a different way. Animals, we were in Africa in February, Tanzania and Uganda, and talk about fear. These animals, they live in fear that they are going to be the prey, next prey. So zebras, they stand like this, one facing that way, one facing this way. You watch my back, I'll watch yours. It's like there was a lake we were at, and full of different types of animals, different types, and they were all enjoying the water together. They were playing and drinking and just sitting in there, and all of a sudden, this zebra made some noise, and within like few seconds, the whole lake was empty. everyone just out. The fear of lion coming. And so we all live in fear. So what are the root causes of fear? Why do we get this fear? How do we control that, or how do we master this fear? Those are some of the questions we'll try to answer today. The first big thing about fear is attachment. So attachment brings fear, right? From childhood, I have two grandkids, and I see this, is that they are attached to their toys, they are attached to their computer, they are attached to their friends, they are attached to something, at that age. And as they grow older, as we become older, we get attached to different things. The attachment doesn't go away, but it changes to different things. So attachment continues. Attachment, any examples of attachments? Children, animals, yeah, attachment. Partners, spouses, yes. Friends. Anyone else? Sorry? Identity, self, body. Yes. Okay, so there are so many things we can get attached to. And attachment brings fear because it's my job, it's my house, it's my family, it's my children. And all of that brings attachment, but it also brings fear. Why fear? Lose. You're going to lose them one day. So the fear comes that I'm attached to my house, but today house house goes or something happens. But I'm attached to my family, but I'm afraid that my spouse may die one day, which we all are going to die one day, right? Sooner or later. But the fear is there. Fear is in us. So, give you this really a learned person, a sage. He talked about, so if we are enjoying, during enjoyment, the fear of disease comes, right? If our family reputation, then the fear of losing that reputation, shame, that comes. If we are young, we are again afraid of losing the youth. If we are beautiful, we are afraid of getting old. So everything we have around, there could be reason to be afraid of or not, right? So it's up to us whether we want to be afraid of these things or we don't want to be afraid of these things. Let me ask you this. What is the biggest attachment? It's body. Body is the biggest attachment we have. It's I'm tall, I'm short, I'm young, I'm old, I'm big, I'm skinny, I'm on and on, right? So we have a lot of attachment to our body. Body is an attachment, and how do we get rid of that attachment? Because we all are going to change. Our body is not permanent, and our body is not the same. It changes. So as it changes, are we willing to let it be? Give you an example. When I was working, I used to dye my hair, and I had a mustache. And one of the discourses where Guruji talked about these are all attachments. Why do I have to dye my hair to look? So I stopped dyeing. And then I found out that my hair was completely gray, and I couldn't recognize me in the mirror. And then the next retreat I attended in Florida, everybody thought that I wasn't there. They couldn't recognize me. It was still me. It was still my body, right? So attachment to the body, is we all do it, but how do we detach instead of attach, right? Because body one day will go. Here is a beautiful quote from Ramakrishna Paramhansa. He said, "A vulture soars high. A vulture soars high, but looks down only on the dead bodies." It's like we rise high, but then our mind still looks for our body or the lower things, right? So the way to look at body is a gift of God, but it's a temporary gift of God. Why is temporary? Because it's going to go one day. It is temporary. So while it's temporary, take care of it, but don't get attached. Okay, so that's the message from this book from Guruji. Don't get attached to your body. Another big fear is fear of, in line with the body, death. Death is the biggest fear we have, right? Death. We are all going to die one day, but there is still a fear. This beautiful story of this goddess of disease. The goddess of disease goes to this village. Her plan is to spread disease in the village. And then there is a goddess of protection, right? There's always two sides. The goddess of protection says, I'm not going to let you do this. If you come to the town, our village, and spread disease, people are going to die, suffer, and I won't allow that. My job is to protect. And finally they negotiated and they said, well, we still have to do something because the karmas, right? Some people have karmas where I need to go and give them disease, and let me do my job and you do your job. We both do our jobs. So they agreed. The agreement was that she will be there, the goddess of disease will be there for 1 week, and only one person will die. So that was the deal they made. And the goddess of protection thought, that's decent deal, only one person will die, and some disease will come, but it will go away. So a week later, the goddess of disease left, and lots of people died. The goddess of protection got upset that you did not keep your part of the bargain. That was part of our deal, that you're not going to hurt, die, only one person will die. Says, I kept my part of the bargain. Only one person died because of my disease. The rest of the people died because of the fear of the disease. So that's what happens. What could happen 5% of the time? We fear about that 95% of the time. We fear about that all the time, which may happen, may not happen. So what is the moral of that story, right? It is like when we are weak, the fear is strong. And when the fear is weak, we are strong. So we are strong, fear is weak. So we need to be strong against this fear and not fear take over. Same thing happens with diseases. If we are strong, disease is weak. And if we are weak, the disease is strong. Right? So another way to take this would be, the death is like a sleep. You are taking a sleep, and next day morning you get up, and then you are refreshed and recharged and ready to go again. Death is just like that, but it is not a day or a night. It may be many, many months or whatever the time period. But when you wake up, you'll wake up in a new body. So it's like your clothes are worn and you want to replace your clothes, and you wear new clothes, you feel fresh and better. Your house, you buy a new house and you move in and you enjoy the new house and feel good. It's the similar thing when you die. Your body goes, but you are going into the new body. So old body may be diseased, may be frail, may be worn. You are into now new body. So that's the whole meaning of life. Is it's our body will go, but what won't go? What will not go? Soul will not go. What else won't go? Awareness, yeah, mind. In other words, the progress you have made with your astral body, right? Our physical body will go, but the astral body, which is our mind, intellect, ego, all of that will go to the next life. So that's where you start again, right? What else would go with you? Karma. The karmas will go with you. What you have done in this life or in previous lives will come in the future lives with you. So they are going to go with you, good or bad, but they will go with you, right? We have ignorance in ourselves. There is darkness, and darkness causes fear. Once you light inside, how do you light inside? With what? Knowledge, right? You light inside with knowledge. When the knowledge comes, then the darkness goes away, and with that, fear goes away, right? So, God is like that light. You ignite that light inside you, and you don't get fear. How many? I'm distracting a little bit, but how many here still question what God is, or they don't believe in God? That's completely understandable. Yes. So I'm distracting a little bit, but I just wanted to. So God is. You can call God. You can call many other things. It's like cosmic consciousness that you could probably understand. The consciousness, the global consciousness is God. Infinite love is God. Infinite compassion is God. Right? The truth, the absolute truth is God. So that is only one and only truth. So you could expand that definition, and Kriya Yoga allows you to expand to that definition. What your God is, right? So you could ignite that light, the lamp inside you, to gain knowledge and remove darkness. So quickly, also there is a fear of disease, and the fear of disease also is the same thing. Guruji has a beautiful explanation about disease. When disease happens, sometimes we don't welcome them. We don't like it. Why me? By the way, I was watching Arthur Ashe's interview where he was talking about the tennis player. He had blood infusion, and he infected AIDS from that. So somebody was asking him, "Do you ever say why me? Why me?" He says, "Well, when I was successful tennis player and I was winning all these games, I'd never said why me." That point. So now I have infected AIDS from this blood transfusion. I'm still not saying why me. I'm accepting what has happened. So good or bad times, he's saying why me? No, I'm not going to become a victim like that. Anyway, so the disease comes from our enjoyment. Many times, like we like to eat food and we eat more food. Maybe we love sweets or ice cream, and that may cause diabetes. Or so what we eat can cause. Same thing with other things we do: enjoyment, sensual pleasure. Everything in moderation is good, but when it is out of moderation, it can cause disease, right? So there's a beautiful verse in Gita talks about life in moderation. For a meditator, we want to have a life of moderation, not too much food to sustain and give nutrition, but not enjoy the food so much that it can create diseases, right? Not have too much sleep. You don't want to sleep and you become lazy, don't have time to meditate, or you're lethargic, all of those things. So moderation is important in our practice. So same thing about the disease. Diseases happen because sometimes we don't do things in moderation. So Guruji beautifully says, he says that when the disease comes, you welcome it. You don't say, why me? You say, well, welcome. Because that disease came to you because we have done something not right. In other words, we need to change our lifestyle. We need to change something about our food, maybe something about our exercise, something about medication or meditation, right? Or alternate medication, right? Doesn't have to be just the Western medication. But all of that we can do to alter our behavior so that our disease, then we welcome the disease because disease is telling us we are doing something wrong. And now we need to change our lifestyle. So we change our lifestyle. And after that, we want that disease to go. It's like guests. If the guest came to our house and stayed for a few days, we'll invite them, we love them, we show them around, we make them very comfortable. But if they want to live with you for life, you say, please go. So that's what happens to the disease. You want them to go, not stay there for life. But look at it as a positive thing, asking you to change something in you, right? So again, disease, if we are weak, the disease becomes strong. And if we are strong, the disease becomes weak. So when the disease comes, if we are weak, we are, again, why me? Or afraid of that disease and worry about the consequences, and all of that will lead to disease becoming stronger. Versus we could we could say that, look, it has come, it's a challenge, I'm going to work through it, I'm going to change my lifestyle to maybe combat it if I can. And ultimately, it's God's plan. So I had a friend in Cincinnati who was he was diagnosed with a certain type of cancer, and he was going to die. But before dying, the last couple months, he was so peaceful, and he had done so many things to help his family be peaceful. So he did not create more weakness of saying, oh, why me? And he was there making it a positive environment around him. And he wanted to leave least amount of hassle for his family. So that kind of thinking. So again, take it as a friend, disease, but short-term friend, short-term guest. And then invite that disease in, with that, change things, improve things, get better. And these are the life events which help us become better, make us change us for good. Even spirituality, if my younger days, what brought me here was these issues in my mind which were making me not peaceful and calm, and I needed to change my life. I knew that wasn't the right thing, but what was the right thing? And comes Gurudev. And so open mind, we welcome, and the answer also comes to what is the right thing to do in those situations. Hand in hand with the disease, we can talk about the fear of old age. Many of us want to stay young forever, and to stay young, we may dye our hair like I did, or you may plastic surgery. I have a friend, he's 90 plus years old, but he still gets plastic surgery done. He looks young, his skin looks very young, but it's through the plastic surgery, right? So we do makeup, we do all kinds of things to look younger, and we are afraid of becoming older. But again, if we take this old age as we get older, welcome it, and here is when we are young, usually now, I wouldn't say for many of you are still young and practicing this, but sometimes when you are young, you're more into jobs and family and relationships and all of those things. You don't have desire to go beyond that. But as we get wiser and older, and we may have this desire to go spiritually deeper, so look at it as that kind of an advantage for us to go deeper into our practice and spirituality, and grow from that. In other words, prepare for your next life, right? So that would be Gurudev had a really beautiful example of a ripe mango. So on a tree, in India there are lots of mango trees, and Gurudev loved mangoes. So he talked about mangoes, a lot of examples. One was that when the mango gets ripe, it automatically just falls off. What he's saying is we could be like that ripe mango. As we get older, one day we will fall off, but we are going to be ripe, we are going to be sweet like mango, and beautiful smell of the mango. So we are going to be like that. We are going to be beautiful, and from mango seeds, again, more mangoes come. So it's growing, and it's allowing the thing to grow. So one thing dies, but from that other things come. Mango seeds, for example, if mango seeds said, I don't want to change, I want to stay as mango seeds, then we would never get mangoes, we would not get trees, and we would not get all these things. So same thing with our life is we want to be open to change and open to, if we don't allow to change, then things will get worse. But if you allow to change, beautiful things will come, because change brings something different and better. And I can think of so many examples in my life of where there was a need for a change, and I was so uncomfortable. Give you one example is I was in the industry, and I got a job in academia. Say, do you want to teach as a professor? And I was very fearful. Fear came to me. I was afraid. I don't think I could do it, blah, blah, blah. But ultimately, I decided to take up the job. And what a beautiful things came out of that, right? So why? Because we are willing to take risks. We are willing to not fear take better of us. We take better of that fear. And that opens up life with a lot of, it may be uncertainty, but sometimes we get uncomfortable with uncertainty. We say, I'm used to this and this is how I do it. No, let the uncertainties come, because as the uncertainties come, that's where our growth happens. We grow because things are uncertain. We figure it out for a year or two. It's uncomfortable feeling while we are figuring it out, but then we grow from it. And then you have one more feather on your cap, so to speak. In other words, your foundation becomes bigger, your knowledge becomes bigger, and you become stronger. So let it come. As we get older, sometimes there is a danger of we are so set in our ways. This is how I do it, and instead of that's the time to grow. Our body may be physically weak, right? It's becoming weaker, but our mind doesn't have to become weaker, right? We can still have a strong mind and do a lot of good things with our mind. It's the mind which body may be weak, but mind doesn't have to be. So I just like to keep my notes in case I forget something. The next thing is possessiveness. Possessiveness causes fear. Possessiveness of what?
Material things.
Material things, okay. Safety, yes.
Feeling safe.
Okay.
Setting your life up so you feel safe.
Yes, yes. Okay, excellent. Anyone else? people around you. We become possessive of people. We become possessive of our belongings, our house, and I'm possessive. I like my house, and I like my family, and my friends, and my spouse, and all of that. So possessiveness is the next thing. Sorry?
Our space.
Space, yeah. Yeah. Even when we are meditating, I want that space. That's my space. So, yes. So, Guruji had a beautiful example of somebody came to him and said that I want to meditate, but my wife doesn't like me to meditate. She thinks, what is this thing you are doing, right? She doesn't understand. So, as we said, the fear comes because we don't understand. If we understand, we ignite that and have a light there, then we understand because there is knowledge. But when we have ignorance, we don't understand, and we are going to say, what is this? So the wife was saying, no, I don't want you to meditate. What is all this you are doing? That doesn't, I don't know what that is. So she is resenting it. And the Guruji advised that person that maybe you are not spending enough time, and she is possessive of you, and she feels that you are going to leave her. The fear is taking over her. So why, from your side, what can you do to help her remove that fear? So Guruji gave an example of Lahiri Mahashaya, who would meditate at night. He was a householder, right? Had a wife and children. So he would meditate at night, so that at night wife is sleeping and the time she has doesn't go in meditation. So there is more security, secure feeling. So, and then Guruji was saying, guess what? That after that advice, he did make those changes in his thing, and ultimately he brought his wife for initiation and introduced Guruji. So, that was the happy ending there. But sometimes it may not happen. So possession, we are very, very fearful of losing our possessions. There was a naked monk. He had nothing, no clothes, nothing. Okay, and he was very happy. And the king says, "Why are you so happy? What's the success of your happiness?" In king's mind, this person has no clothes, this person has nothing, no friends, no nothing, no possessions, no house, nothing. How can this person be happy? And the monk says, well, I'm very happy because I have no possessions. I have nothing to worry about, nothing to be fearful of. All I have to worry about is, my practice. And so that's what keeps me happy, because I don't have possessions. Another story of a monk, he had two loin clothes, only two. So he would wear one and then wash them. Wash them, and the next day they would dry, and then he would wear that and wash the other one. So he would cycle those two cloths, and that's all he had. Then a mouse came and started making holes in his loincloth. So now he had only one left, so he had to go to the market to buy another cloth to wear. And pretty soon mouse would make more holes. So he had to buy more cloth to keep going. And then somebody suggested, why don't you get a cat to take care of these mice? So he got a cat, and the cat was taking care of the mouse. But then the cat needed milk, because cat had to survive. So somebody suggested, why don't you get a cow? So he got a cow to get milk. And then cow needed to eat, so vegetation. So he bought a land, so the cow can now eat grass and then give milk to take care of the cat, to take care of the mice. So then somebody had to take care of the lawn. So then, to take care of the lawn, somebody suggested, get a boy who could stay in the ashram and help you. So he got this boy who helped take care of the cow, But then boy got older and he got married and he had kids. So now the kids are in the ashram. And instead of meditating and practicing, that monk got very busy taking care of the kids, to take care of the cows, to take care of the cats, to take care of on and on. So that's what happens with possessions. If we increase our possessions, with that comes more fear, more unhappiness, more fear of losing our possessions. Right? The next fear Guruji talks about is wealth, money. Wealth can create lot of fear in us. So Gurudev used to say this. Gurudev said, I had money and friends. I gave money to my friend. I asked my friend for money back. I lost my friend and I lost my money. So with money, sometimes we get wrong friends. Friends who are there for only money. And with money brings fear. Fear of, I have the money, now somebody will take it away. Somebody will, my friends, even my relatives, they are suspicious. One becomes suspicious of that they are going to take my money away. Right? So taxation is another big one, that a lot of my money is going to go to government in taxes. So what can I do to protect my money from tax? So find loopholes, find things to protect the money from government. Stealing is another one. Afraid of burglary, somebody's going to steal my money and all of that. So money is also, this is a very simple quiz, by the way. Money is associated with what center? Root chakra, right? Yeah. Muladhara chakra. So, sometimes when we say something not true, false statements about whatever, about money, about your life, about your education, whatever. You say something which is not true. Now the fear comes, because you have to now maintain that falsehood. You have to make sure that your memory remembers that forever, that you said this to this person and you may have said this to that person and this to that person. All of that you have to keep in your memory. And then you have to keep it straight to try to protect that lie from becoming known. We don't want people to find out the truth then. We may sometimes succeed in doing that, but really, is that you're going to be able to protect lie? It is going to come out one way or the other, right? So the truth prevails. So it's better not to be in the falsehood, which then keeps you protecting it and keeps you in the fear. How am I not? I don't want the other person to find out. I don't want them to find out all the wrong things I said, and you keep protecting it, right? So that's another thing could cause some fear. Fear of loneliness is another one. You become lonely if you are not in front of. We are social human beings. We want to be in front of people. We want to talk. We want to chat. We want to not be lonely. And there is a fear that we will become lonely if we don't have friends around us or family around us. Guruji talks about sometimes if you want to advance on the spiritual practice, lonely is not a bad thing. I'll give you an example, my personal example of when many years ago, I was in Cincinnati, and we had lots of friends, and these friends would meet at least twice a week, socializing. And that caused distraction in my practice, because socializing, and then gossiping and talking and all of that was not helping me inside. It was more, I felt like I have lots of friends and I'm not lonely, but it was externally. Internally, I was starving. So it's good sometimes to be alone, and alone to go within you and not outside. And when you're going within you, when you can do your practice, you can do introspection, you can improve things which need to be improved, and you can work on it. That time goes into socializing, then you may lose that opportunity. So here is what Guruji said: the worldly people, because the company of the worldly people creates distraction in meditation, temptation, negative thoughts, and again with the rising of old habits and other negative tendencies. That could happen. So you want to watch out for that. So I want to leave little time for questions. So I want to go to just a few things about how do we overcome our fear with our practice, right? Ultimately, we are coming back to our Kriya Yoga. Is all of these things can be conquered by our practice, right? So we talked about ignorance versus knowledge. So children may think that this room is dark and there is a ghost in there. People may think that there is a ghost in this room. It's a dark room, but as soon as you turn the light on, there is nothing. So by light, you got rid of that wrong fear that there is a ghost in that room. There was the story about there was a tree, and next to the tree there was this tall ghost standing, and people were far away, dark, and they were afraid of that ghost, saying, let's not go there, there is a ghost there. And then they lighted the lantern and went there, and it was a pole. It was not a ghost. So again, lighting and getting rid of our ignorance by lighting and getting the knowledge, we find out what the real thing is, and not be afraid of it, not be fearful, right? So if our perception, our understanding is wrong, we'll be fearful. By lighting, by knowledge, if we remove that, then we are not fearful. So ignorance brings fear, knowledge removes fear. So here are some things about knowledge and ignorance, right? Fear of death goes away. The fear of death goes away when you know that only the soul is immortal, the body is mortal. So when you internalize that knowledge, you lose the fear of death. Okay? Fear of losing something goes away when you know that nothing in the world is permanent. Nothing. There is nothing permanent in this world. So why have a fear of losing that? You're going to lose it one day. But that's not what you want. You don't want to keep forever anyway. There are other things like soul, right? The other thing is fear of losing happiness goes away when you know that my real nature is bliss. Okay, happiness is cycling, up and down, right? Happiness comes, you buy a house, you're happy. When you have to pay the mortgage, you're unhappy. So that's happiness, unhappiness all your life. But once we find out that that's not our nature, our real nature is bliss, internal bliss. So when you have that bliss, then the happiness, that fear goes away, right? So with Kriya Yoga meditation, our heart is where these emotions of fear, anxiety, frustration, anger, they are in our heart. So heart is the playground. And who is the player? Mind. Mind plays in our heart. So how do we have two options. We can go with those feelings up to the fontanelle, or we can go with these feelings down to our lower centers. It's up to us. If we go up, we go to the nature of the soul nature. When you come up, you get peace, love, joy, serenity. Whereas from this you go down, you get fear, you get anxiety, you get negativity, you get body consciousness, not soul consciousness. Soul consciousness, body consciousness, right? So that's why we want to practice Kriya Yoga, bring our pranic energy to the upper centers and in the soul center and the fontanelle. Conquer all your negativity, peace, love, joy, live in that bliss, live in bliss forever versus happiness, which is cyclic, right? So that's what our practice is, to bring our pranic energy up and become more peaceful, calm, serene, blissful. So while doing this practice, surrendering to God is also important. Again, the definition of God, I wanted to keep it broad, right? So the God consciousness, we surrender to God. We say, I'm going to do best I can as far as my action, but my results I'm not going to worry about. We fear because we always want results and we don't get them, and we go after them. But instead, give those to higher power, to cosmic power, to God, and then let it be. So here is what Lord Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita. He said, there is no fear because He is with me always. When God is with me, why will there be fear? God says, take refuge in me. When you take refuge in me, then there is no fear.